Hey guys, my name is Sediak and welcome back to another episode of Woodville here in City. Did I say Woodville? Woodville here in City Skylines 2, where today, you've probably seen the thumbnail, we're going to be building a small regional airport. Now, I asked you guys in the last episode whether we should do it or not. It was kind of like split 50-50. It was like, yes, do it right now, Sediak, please, please, please. And two, are we really that big enough right now for a airport? Well, I'm not too sure, but there is a big traffic jam here. We might need to upgrade the bridge to carry more vehicles over. I'm going to do the regional airport because that's the one where you can connect cargo trains to it, which means that we can increase the amount of exports going out, because last episode we did increase the exports. I built 2 new huge areas right now for creating wood. Or timber. I built a brand new paper factory to produce paper, and we implemented a small little industrial area over here, which hopefully is mainly producing goods, yep, furniture, paper, that come from the wood industry. So, we are going to build a big, beautiful airport, but before we do, there's a few little spots we've got to take care of. Now, last episode I did get rid of the roundabout in favor of this lane management section. I've since watched it for a few days skip by, and where it kind of does maybe sometimes slightly build a little bit of a backlog. It's not enough for me to be annoyed or cause any issues. It does give us a consistent flow, and weird stuff like this happens, which is inevitable. I have traffic lights turned off. It is what it is. It's kind of okay. Now, there is other forms of modes of public transport that we should maybe take a look at, but allowing the vehicles to flow out now with a lot more ease now puts burdens on other areas like this bridge that I didn't realize existed. Now, the burden on this bridge is that they have 3 lanes technically merging into one. That's not great. But also the capacity of the bridge is not good as well. Even though I did get them all coming over, they kind of get caught up with having to slow down to merge to continue. So we're going to bulk the road up a little bit, and fingers crossed we'll be able to move more people. But then the same issue happens a bit further down here. Remember I got rid of this roundabout, guys? We're going to create a little bit of a flyover route for them just to make life so much easier for us. Let's just not play any more games. So let's get rocking and rolling. If you are enjoying the series, smash the like button, subscribe, and all that jazz. You know the rules by now, boys. You know the rules. Let's get rocking and rolling. So the issue with this bridge is I haven't really wanted to kind of do anything with it in terms of upgrading its capacity because I would lose the styling of it. Now, if I went for a medium style, which is a 4-lane arch, we are then completely changing the bridge altogether, which this could be even better, if I'm being honest with you. I think there's other bridges we can pick from, but I think we've got to unlock them in the development points. Oh, it's the Grand Bridge. That's one of them. That's like a Brooklyn-style bridge, isn't it? Okay, maybe not there. If I anarchied it in. Okay, I don't think we get the full effect of it with the way that it's kind of set up. I do have large roads. I could do a Golden Gate Bridge style road as well. That's, how many is that? I think because the way the nodes are set up right now, you're not really going to experience the full effect of it. 4-lane highway one way, that's not what I want. These are all one-way bridges, aren't they? 4-lane double with what now? Is that with a tram implemented? Did it say tram? Double train track. Wait, what? Oh, the train track is wait. Huh? Is the train track underneath? I think it is, but that defeats the purpose of what we're trying to attempt here. 2-lane trust, which is pretty much not far from what we've got right now. So I think it's a case of we're just going for the arched bridge. Now, if I drop that in the middle right here, bam. Very good, very good. I could either choose to do the same arched here, or what we do instead is we just go for like a normal 4-lane road. So we'll highway it. Oh, I've just realized something. It's not a highway road, is it? That is technically not a highway road. So 4-lane highway. There's no way you can get about that, which is kind of annoying in many ways. But we'll elevate you as being part of the... Oh, we lose our supports as well. Right, no matter what I do here, we're going to lose out. Why are the bridges so terrible in this game? I know there was an update recently that gave us some new bridges, but these bridges are not very good, are they? I mean, I could use this bridge, but then it creates that huge thing in the middle. But it allows me then to have a different style, maybe. Oh, I don't like that bridge. Who would have thought building and implementing bridges would have been this difficult? Right, we're going to have to... The Grand Bridge... It's more the case if it gets rid of the supports, and I don't like that. Whereas, then again, it gets rid of these supports anyway. So I think no matter what we do, we're going to lose the supports, aren't we? Unless we completely change how it all works. So, forget that then. We'll redo it slightly, and then we'll get on to building our beautiful airport. So if I just run this all the way like this to begin with, let's just set this up initially how it needs to be set up. Very good, very good. We've completely lost the supports for the bridge, but that's okay because we are now going to hopefully sort this out. So if I put a node connection there and we go for a node connection, let's go this way so I don't destroy that building. I probably destroyed the... Oh, there's no building there at all anyway. Get rid of you, delete you, and then... If it's possible, and it will allow me to do it, the downside is we're taken away from it being a highway. That's the downside to all of this. So if I went like that, okay, and then we're just going to slightly raise it. So if I use the move it tool to begin with first, to just make that a little bit longer to mimic that arch. And then we select you and we select you and then we raise these up. And then maybe just raise this one slightly a bit more. Bring that one slightly downish, up a bit more. We get the same effect of what we previously had. An upgraded bridge. It's 4-lane. It is a little bit slower. I don't know if I'm able to change speed limits. Is there like a way in which I can do it? Is there a mod that allows me to do that, boys? Please let me know in the comment section down below. But it is what it is, unfortunately. It is what it is. That upgrade's slightly a bit chunkier. We have a dedicated... Oh, that's another point as well. So now I would need to upgrade this road too. So highway style road, 4-lane. Get rid of the bridge effect. Upgrade... So, upgrade there. We've got this awkward little strip now. So, if I upgrade you, then it stays like that. Now, this is the bit I'm unsure of. We have this dedicated right turn. It all depends on what it does for us in the long run. So, let the game run by. It means they've all got to merge in at some point. So, do I keep it like that? Do I allow them to go straight on? I'm not sure. We'll see what the traffic says at a later date. But for now, I might push this one back a little bit more. We have... Oh, no. Oh, is there 2 nodes close together? There is. Okay, we'll move them both together. That now gives us a nice... you can see the ship going through. It is what it is. But that's a bit nicer. I'm not keen on it, if I'm completely honest with you. Because we've got to do it in 4 lanes. But that's all we're getting out of it. That's what we're getting out of it anyway. I could upgrade it to be a bit chunkier, but it's a nice big bridge. We'll leave it like that. Right. We'll see how that gets on. If that's the only issue I'm going to face with right now, that's all good. Now, airports. This is the big one in today's episode. I first need to unlock air travel. So unlock you. Very good, very good. And I want to use the airport, which is... We have 2 variations. We have the international one, which that you can't connect up cargo to it in the way you can the regional. Because, I call it the regional. It's just a normal airport. This one allows you to connect up passenger trains, but this one allows you to connect up cargo trains. It doesn't make sense. I feel like we should have all the connections. I really do. And I want to build it here. That's where I've kind of positioned it right now to be built. Just here. Which would mean reclaiming a little bit of land. And the flight path is going to slightly go over Redwood, which I find really interesting. But it allows me to connect up the train line because the train line comes from this way anyway. And I want to see if I can also integrate as well in the area this train yard so we can run through it to the actual airport. That's going to be the gist of all of this. It's quite swampy area anyway, so it kind of does make a little bit of sense to kind of utilize it. Has a highway connection, which is brilliant, goes in both directions. So again, if there is mass traffic, it's going to be hopefully solved. So let's see if we can kind of now sort out by leveling off this area. So if I do the brush size a little bit big, and where are we picking in terms of leveling it? Because we have a couple of different height variations. There is 10, there is 1. So the difference in that is quite dramatic. So let me first start off on a 1. And see how this looks. So it is a shame to get rid of a lot of this stuff, but you got to reclaim the swampiness to get the airport. So if I run this down like this now, that is all slightly... How big does it visually look? I'm not sure if it looks too visually big or not. I'm not too sure. But the airport now can fit within this vicinity. Okay, perfect. So if I build a road for it, I'm trying to get the alignment, which I'll probably build it around about somewhere like that. So if I get the alignment in, and then we'll sort out the rail yard as well, flipping it over on the opposite side, we can then pass the trains as it comes round here, pass it over to run on this side to go through this into the airport, and then we have an actual position for where we can have that pretty much be. I like the idea of that. I do like the idea. The other thought process I had is maybe throwing the airport on this side, but it makes the train and the rail yard face the wrong way round. So that's the reason for it in here. And yeah, it should be pretty good. So let's now get this sorted then. So we'll come off this. We'll use highway road to come off this, because theoretically we don't really see mass amounts of traffic anyway for an airport. But if I come off the highway road to about there, maybe a little bit more, we'll go there. And then I'm going to use a normal road to run down. And then we'll just plan out where we want it, and we'll design the rest of the road network upon it. It could be the case that the connection for it happens over here. It all depends on where and how the building is going to look. So if I dropped you... and maybe I push it back a little bit further than I want. We're going to have to anarchy it anyway, because we don't really have all the lane reclaimed. So we'll go to about there. Right. That is a big ask right now for implementing an airport. Maybe I should bring it down a bit closer. Yes. Right. It's just getting the right adjustment for it. So I'm going to bring it to maybe here instead. So delete you, reposition you to there. Because I'm going to fine tune all the land anyway. If I upgraded it right now to have all the things for it, so the cargo terminal, which runs our train there, the business lounge, added it all in, everything that we could potentially want and need. And I'm going to flip that round to that side and have that rail line bend in and then jump over. So it could mean that I could build something within here, but maybe we just keep that open and free. Maybe. So lots of stuff that we still got to connect to it, which is all good. But let me just fine tune the land now going around it. That will be my big thing I need to sort out. So we'll just kind of treat it as if, you know, it's kind of part of the area. Probably didn't need to reclaim back as much as I did. So I'm going to try and implement the original runs in. I should have maybe anarchied it in general anyway. Like that. And that goes around nicely. And there is a few little runs that we could have had back in that maybe do need to be thought about previously added in back in. Oh no, because hold on, what am I doing? Boy, you do realise you're having the rail yard come back in over on this side, don't you? But some of this here, like we can widen this a little bit. Bring this down, because I know we're not going to be running... And then we'll just fine-tune it all. And we'll sort it all out. So, that will do me. Can I get rid of the sand here? There we go. And then we'll kind of like smoothen it all off and make it look kind of nice. Right, I've got to get this flipped on the other side now. So over there. So I need to pull it about here. Yeah, and then if I moved it down... So we're going to replicate this on this side. So coming off with the alley style road. And I'm going to come off it to about there. A little bit further than what it currently is. So bring it to there. We'll have to anarchy this now as a move. So if I bought this just there or there, it's all on the bend, isn't it? Maybe actually I'm going to scrap that and bring it a little bit closer. So a lot closer than it originally seemed, which will go... We'll go just here with that, which means deleting the additional road just there. And then getting rid of this one. Very good, very good, very good. Get rid of those pipes connecting. We'll get them all connected up. That rail line's going to then bend over to merge into this. But that's got to merge into this. So the main line actually is here. So it could be a case of I'm having to maybe move it a bit further down for it. So if I did adjust it slightly and positioned it a little bit further down for said bend, that will become an easier transition for us. So if I get the rail line... And if I chose you, and let's say I did a complex bend. So let's say that there, I would say is about in the middle. Running down to there and then in. So how would that look? Obviously all on the ground. See, that's not too bad. It gives me a bit of space around here to play around with some stuff. And that main line runs smooth, and then we'll just get it all to merge in. I might use this space here, actually, for the merge in the line, so the trains can come out and then come back this way. So all I need to do now, then... Where's that train going? Is he going to use the whole of this line here to turn around? Where is it going? Ah, it does, because it uses it as a buffer to kind of make the big turnaround. Right, that makes sense. That makes sense. Right. Give that time to kind of then head backwards. And get to about there. And then we'll make it go up. Well, it's already going up anyway, but I'll make it go up a bit more in just a minute. And then connect in. So, if I was to first designate this... And let's say if I come directly off that and rose it up by 10, that gives me more than enough space. So by 10, and then coming over a bit more onto here. Oh no, none of this is elevated. Damn it. Alright, there we go. That should be now up by 10. And then just implement a very simplistic bend. So we'll just do that like that. I don't know how I feel about this whole swoopingness now. The more I think about it. But the more I think about it, the more I can also fine tune it. Like I can delete here. like that. Bring it a bit further down, and then we just kind of slightly change the bend in general. So bring you to then here. And then I choose to do a 76. I could do a complex bend here in reality, couldn't I? So I can go bam, 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 bam. So it kind of just twists a little bit. Gives me a little bit of room there for some factories or something like that being implemented and thrown down. And let me just now finish off the rail line here. So we'll do normal two-way tracks on the ground. Does that not connect into there? What's going on? There we go. Weird about to do that myself. Right, so if I come off... So this here... could run to just there for a minute. If this did a complex... there... Right, I'm just playing around with something here. Bam, bam, bam. I see what I'm doing, but I feel like it should be all going and facing the opposite way. Is what it should be doing. You know what I mean? It should be bending in this way. So if I was to go bam, bam. The issue is this whole thing comes out, doesn't it? Right. So that is a... There we go. We'll run to that. Run you in. And then can I just run that? Going straight. Going straight-ish. I mean, it's oh, hello, art supply store. It's shockingly bad. But it should work. Right, run you down to there. I feel like I'm wasting too much time on this now. Right, let's just forget this for a minute. I'll redo that at a later date. I feel like I'm wasting time here. I literally feel like I'm wasting time. Right, run this going down. And just for now, connect you in. I feel like I might need to replace this down to get it to work. No. Right, what's wrong with this? Let me delete it. Because I think there's some slight issues there with that. Right, rail yard. And anarchy. Ta-da! Now, I think there's a line that does run through. It's running all the way down to there. So why is it no longer stops here, then? It has to go all the way up. Why is that? What if I... For example... Is this plus 10? No. I mean, it would be nice to kind of make it run. Oh, snap. Right, the idea here is come out there. And then maybe run this going further down. Right, just let me just experiment. Okay, I was hoping it goes into here and then goes backwards. We'll find out, won't we? We'll find out. Right, not enough vehicles. I'm assuming because we had to add the upgrade and the maintenance hall to pump more trains out. And this requires water and stuff because obviously this apparently does not connect. Is that enough? Yeah. So ignore the awkwardness on this. Okay. Ignore the awkwardness. I'll fix it at a later date. But let me now just make it feel like this is all integrated. Like the land. Because right now it doesn't feel like it. So, let me go for a slightly bigger brush size. And then we'll smoothen a lot of this off as well. Alright, let's bulk it out a bit more. And then smoothie, soften terrain. There we go. Soften it into the water first. Smoothie. I've got a lot to sort out on those areas. And then just go around all of this real quick. Make it feel a part of it. Yeah, there's a lot to sort out here because all of the lines are on different heights. It's probably not a good idea to do it as a train on it. Is that too low? It will do. It will do. So, yeah, I was hoping that this train comes into this run here. I don't know how well it's going to do that. It's all trial and error, really, isn't it? It is all trial and error. Which way are you going, then? Okay, it does use it. So that's kind of handy for those guys. I mean, it does have to cross over the line. If I ran it going up here, it would be better. Oh, I thought I was going to hit it then for a second. I got scared. Okay, that's beneficial in a weird way, isn't it? It is. Right, all the trains can now come back out. The ones that now got slightly oofed. Very good, sir. Very good. And let me now plant down some trees that I've now since got rid of. And let me go adult trees. Alright, plant all the trees down. All the adult trees. And let me anarchy this side. Brush strength down. There we go. Right. Airport. Guys, remember that airport I implemented? It's now in. So, if we now get the road just to extend to fully complete where it needs to go on either end, I'm going to pick a point where I want to utilize the actual... I might even change the highway to come down a bit and then up and give me more space. So I think I'll wait until we see what traffic get... No, actually, should we change the highway slightly? Because it'll give me more space to maybe build some industry around this section. So let's say this came out straight. How do I get this to run in a straight line here? So if I got this to run straight-ish, get to there. If I had because it's going to bend there. So if I had this run straight there, and then try and get these to now meet up somewhere. So run that going down. And then I would want to create a connection coming off this. So let me see if I can do a 90 degree. And then run. Is that the snap for a 90 degree? That's the snap there for a 90 degree. And then run up here. And that way, there. So, we're going to push it over by 1. And it'll give me a lot more space here to build some better infrastructure to these buildings. But also a more of a, you know, set up cargo area around here as well. The downside of anarchy trees. Unfortunately. Right, let's run this connection in then. So, from there... That's just snap leading in. It's awfully close to the edge there, doesn't it? Yeah. And then, is this a simple one? Yep. And then running down here. Alright, there we go. Let me just get rid of the trees that don't need to be there. There's a rogue tree there that's gone. A couple just here. So they should theoretically take the new route. Which there's one car doing it, because that should theoretically, like I said, theoretically be the quicker route now at this point. Let's delete this one then. That can now all go. And that opens up this area now a little bit more, which I really like. I really like that. So, if I get rid of you, get rid of that underground water stuff, which it's there, can't do nothing about now unless I fully delete it. Get rid of you. And I'll first create a road that runs between the two of these buildings. So, running you up. Making sure that it is all running straight. And then this runs down. Create a little bend. So this is just the normal perimeter road that just kind of runs and connects these two up. Nothing fancy about this. There we go. And then obviously we'll have multiple connections leading into them. So this one we can have a standardized connection here, unless I kind of leave it and have the space up here. So if I pick that spot, run down, simple connection there. Oi, I want to bulldoze. There, and I could do one coming off this to bend in. Unless I made this run straight and then turn onto this one. Right, that's what I'm going to do here now. I'm going to extend this. Gives me loads of room now, doesn't it? It really opens up this area more than before. I got to remember to turn off the bend tools. Right, there we go. Which I can have a better connection coming in. I mean, to be honest with you, I could change all of this the more I look at it. Now, it doesn't quite connect in, but I'm going to do it along... Actually, do you know what? Scrap this. Right, that's our straight connection there. We'll just run it straight ourselves. I'll add more wiggles and bends in when I work with this area a bit more. but it does open up this space for more commitment in terms of industry, which means you'll start seeing people then heading this way going to work. Ooh, could be exciting. Could be exciting. So we'll keep it all standard and efficient first. We'll come directly off that road there. Leading in. We've got 2 points of entry right now for this area. Who knows what we're going to do with it? I know there's going to be industry, but to what degree, truly, we just don't know at the minute. We don't know at the moment, and does it need to be a 4-lane road? Again, this is all stuff that we're going to have to figure out at some point in the future. We need to upgrade the highway now to contain power, which is just a simple light upgrade. So bring that down to there. That's going to have to go to there. That will have to go to there. Does that now drag the power for the building? It does. It just now needs water solutions. So if I just, I mean, we connecting. Let me delete all of this underneath, because they are now awkwardly coming through in the wrong fashion. We're not really utilizing that underground power at the moment. So let me just now sort out you as your connection going into there. I'm going to bring you leading down to there, which will connect to there. And then the power underneath, the pylon power, I'm just going to have this very loosely follow this to there. So at least we're connected. Now, is that building red because it's using a lot of power? Kind of, yeah. It is. But it is an airport. That's what you technically have to expect. So I have an airport, which is amazing. Now, I want to do some final touches. It's not a good idea to have, obviously, trees at the end of runways. But, right, this is the big but. I'm going to build it not near the runway. Landing and takeoff spots. You know what I mean? It's a running along the edge. Right, maybe a bit too much there. Now, obviously, there's a couple of trees at the very end here that I might need to get rid of. And just going to funnel in a couple around here. And then just fine-tune what I don't want. Do you know what? They should have long taken off by then, shouldn't they? I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be okay, boys. Even with the trees just there, we'll be fine. The wings of the planes don't go over it. Oh, no, I don't want to delete the building. No, 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 no. That should be fine. And then just... I've got to anarchy it to make it go into the building. I won't do too many. There we go. Now it feels like it's integrated and part of the area, doesn't it? It kind of does. So all that's left for me to do then is actually create a plane route. Now I won't play around with traffic and building up this area yet until we see what demands we get coming from this. But I do have the option now to do cargo planes, which is huge. So I'll first set up a passenger line. So passenger airline, we'll go for this first one here. And we'll fly... Where can we fly to? There is a spot just here to Leston. There's a spot there to Wigan. There's a spot up here to go to Cloutier. And there's a spot there to go to Salka. I reckon... Let me see. Because if I was to pick this spot, you don't really know what the plane route's going to be like, is it? Or how it kind of takes off. So what if I choose to go... Let's choose to go this way. Go there. Or do I choose to go to the furthest route? So we've already picked there, right? Let's just go here. There and then back. Right? And then if I pick the route itself, how many planes? It's one plane. Ticket price, 12 big ones. We'll do a regional jet. Spice it up a bit. And we should see that plane eventually make its way over here. Now, with that said, it does also mean that... Oh, snap. Is that the regional jet already, or is that the commercial jet? I'm not sure if that's the regional one or not. It does mean I can bring cargo here. Now, my question is, can I replace this with going to here? You see where I'm going with that? Can the airport replace this? Because we store goods here, as you see, which there's nothing in it, by the way. So we're going to see a lot of traffic in just a moment. We really are. This could become this. You see? Which I can crawl that space back, which I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to make this be that. So, trains, cargo railway. Where's the cargo line here? Instead, to come in down to there. And there is a second one. Oh, hello, hello, hello. That goes on that stop there. And then there's no more, is there? No. So I'll give it time for it to empty the building itself. Because it will all now have to be removed and go somewhere else. Me also changing this road does make it shorter and then slightly become more appealing is the word to put, to go in different directions. So that's interesting. That's my regional jet there. It only carries 80. It only carries 80 right now. So I don't have any way for them to physically train over here. So it would be a good idea to have a train spot. There's some traffic in the center over here, isn't there? Yeah, it's the constant stopping and starting they've got to do. So I might kind of remove a couple of traffic lights. I don't think they're there anyway, but I'll get rid just in case. So at least allow them to keep flowing and moving over everything else. Yeah, so having another train stop over here would be really, really important. It's what extends the line and moves the people. So we can now theoretically get rid of this. This is no longer now needed. Nor is that train line going round. All the cargo's now got to leave the area and make its way to the airport. So that will kind of maybe potentially continue. But where would the train station here go? And what type of train station would it be? Now, medium cargo. French one, the normal train station. The EE one. I've got the historic one. Because you would want it maybe more over here. So I'll kind of make it come off straight to bend this way to continue to run through. Because it eventually could link up to the passenger line there as it kind of comes around in a big loop. That's stuff for the future. Because I've got to decide how we're working with this area. It will be a little bit of industrial. It will be some industrial within this area. It makes the most sense. There's a lot of stuff that now has got to be changed. So, like I said, expect 100% expect there to be a lot of traffic. Right. It's still not a good idea to make them merge like this. So I'm going to change this lane connector up to allow that to go and continue. Do I make it where they can't make that left turn and instead the turn is for... You've got to do the turn over there? I don't know, but this is a pain. But then again, they get backed up over on this roundabout. And they do eventually get backed up there, which I did say I was going to build my own dedicated overpass. So if I just fast forward them in. The roundabouts are starting to struggle now, aren't they? Now, is it a case of maybe we just increase the size of the roundabout? And that will, in reality, create wider swoops to maintain a bit more speed? The crossings don't help. We do have dedicated crossings they can do. So let me turn the crossings off. Alright, get rid of the crossings. I should maybe do the same over here as well. There is no crossings, is there? Oh, there is one there. Right, so if that roundabout can become a bit more flowy, then that's good for us. Do we have an asymmetrical? Yeah, we do have an asymmetrical road leading out there. But the sheer vast amount of vehicles driving does create an issue for them vehicles coming out. So yeah, it is quite the busy area, isn't it? It is quite the busy. It's not a case of bulking it all up, because they get caught on this roundabout. Now, eventually they can make their way through. And it will take a bit of time. We'll have to keep an eye on that. See, maybe having them all backlogged in Redwood was a good idea, because then it didn't cause issues elsewhere. But everywhere else seems to be good. I mean, now I've done them small little improvements. Who knows? It might change. It might change. They can still allow 2 vehicles to go around the roundabout, which is all good. And obviously, we do have the issues here as well. This is where we need to create the overpass. All right, we know about those issues. We know about those issues. I just want to focus on the airport right now, more importantly. So, this, we do need public transport to lead over here, which is why I'm going to implement the train line extension. And now we have power issues for the first time in a long time. But we don't have power issues because... Is it because of what I've just done here? I don't think it is. But it could be. Now, it honestly could be that the power that we are producing is... it's the bottlenecks which are the issue. So we need more transformer stations, which is important. We need more of those. So I might implement a transformer station actually just here to begin with. So connect this up to the main grid there. So that will take a huge hit off us. And it will allow us to put an extra, 100 megawatts in the grid. So it's just moving around some of the stuff so it's not bottlenecking on the same lines. So that will help out dramatically. That does now help out very, very, very much at this point. So, we haven't really seen much to do with the airplanes right now, considering that we have just built an airport. We need to actually try and work out then. So there's a plane currently there right now, which has got 2 people on board. It's more about how many people it brings back. We will create a transport hub. We will drop a train station down, build a bus terminal, and have all kinds of traffic being able to get over here. So, and then we'll obviously implement some workplaces for it to look pretty cool as well. And then it kind of makes sense. The only concern then will be is traffic then, because obviously we haven't really stress tested going in this direction. So, it will be interesting to see how it's all going to play out. Right, other than that then, we know where the issues lie. We know we can build an overpass here or an underpass just to give that dedicated left turn in that direction. That will really work out. Not too sure what to do with this. Do you guys think I should make it go as an overpass over the roundabout to allow that consistent flow? And then the argument would be to implement the same thing here. It would be a big bit of infrastructure work, but it could be the case if that's what I'm now needing, is to have some overpasses going over the roundabouts. That could potentially be the case. It seems to have worked, this. Not having a roundabout there seems to have done the job. We're not really experiencing any issues here or there. I'm going to turn off this train station, so hopefully we'll then see that the goods leaving it. And we don't store anything in the rail yard, do we? No. The airport, obviously, we'll need to start storing goods. And for it to make sense, we now need to implement our cargo line. So cargo aircraft will bring from over here. And then we'll make this fly to... Let's make it fly over to this one. Fly over to there and then head back. Now, how many lines or how many planes does it put on there for cargo? It's going to want to place on just the one, which is good enough for me. So cargo can now officially come in and out with the plane. Amazing. I've got one aircraft for passenger. There is our cargo plane. Does it have anything on board? Not yet. I don't suppose it's going to take anything, but the trains just drop stuff off. So we are slowly filling it all up. We are slowly getting there. I might now just delete this building. Because like I said, they can use now I've just thought of something. I was going to say they can now use the airport, but I've implemented that there to reduce vehicle traffic for cargo coming down. But again, they'll just go to over here. Okay, I'll wait just in case it's not a good idea. I'll wait. Right, people are now coming home from work. So you can see this you can actually see this junction in full effect on the evening. So it will never be perfect. It will never be perfect, but it will funnel people through. So you do get a slight little backlog like I mentioned at the start of the episode. But it does eventually all clear. It does slowly get there. It does slowly get there. And it's not too bad. You know what I mean? If I could implement some new transportation methods, maybe an additional slipper road or two, it would be okay. It's like it's at capacity now before the backlogs. Like anything else will then be detrimental to it all. But other than that, we're okay. We are okay. Still a lot of goods we still need to store here. It does show us the deficit that we do have. And is that train bringing something in? It's got nothing on board right now. That train coming in has got quite a few items. Does it unload it all? It does. That just dropped a load of stuff off at the airport right there. Very good, boys. Very good. So like I said, once we've got public transport leading over to the airport, it will get used a lot more. Is that another cargo plane coming in with a load of fish on board? There's the passenger plane with 9 people on board right now. So that now drops off a load of stuff. So, like I said, we get in there, boys, and we officially have an airport. How cool is that right now? It's pretty good, right? Pretty good. So if I was to remove that, I think we'll place down a little bit of an office park. And I'll create some walkability areas to come over here as well to access it a bit more. That should be pretty good. I'm probably going to do some more residential, low-density residential. Extend this coming round there. We'll definitely build a little bit of a factory area in this section. So I don't know what to do with the roads just yet. It all depends on how much traffic we're going to see. But we also need to implement the public transport so it instantly reduces people driving here as well. Which we could then see that line as it continues, sometime eventually linking up to here, as we then have a beautiful loop on the go. Right, we'll end it here, boys. It's the start of something great. There's that passenger plane flying up and over right now, doing the world's most dramatic turn. Off it goes. Not too bad. We still kept to the characteristics of the area, which is good. We haven't really harmed it too much. It should produce noise pollution, but it's vastly out of the way anyway. It is vastly out of the way. I don't think it produces ground pollution. I don't think it produces water pollution. It will produce air pollution, but the wind's blowing in that direction. So, to be honest with you boys, we're okay. This bridge has done its job, but by doing its job and being more efficient, it then pushes the issues further down. Well, that's where overpasses for the roundabouts will be our friend, and we'll look at that at some point as well. Gotta sort that overpass out as well. That's very, very important. But other than that, boys, we know our issues, we know our limitations, we know what we are doing, and we can now start to implement it. Guys, we'll end it here. Hope you did enjoy this episode. Woodville is looking beautiful right now, and now it's got even more connections. I'll see you all soon, so goodbye.